All right, let's take you to Israel now, where lawmakers voted to dissolve parliament in a preliminary vote that will usher in a fifth national election in just over 3 years. Now, this is the first step in a series of votes before the formal disbanding of the government. On Monday, Prime Minister Naftali Bennet and Foreign Minister Yair Lapid announced the coalition of 8 parties could no longer function. Well, Palestinian statehood and Israel's occupation of the West Bank were among the policy issues that fractured this government. Let's take you now to occupied East Jerusalem. Mohammed Al-Qasim is there for us. Mohammed, help us understand then. The Israeli parliament is en route to being dissolved. This is a process. What happens next?
Well, this was the first reading, the preliminary voting on the first reading of a vote to disband the Israeli parliament. There will be 2 more readings that will come next week. The final one could come as soon as next Wednesday, where another vote will take place. Today's vote was 110 out of 120 for dissolving the parliament. If that final and third reading passes as it did today, then Prime Minister Naftali Bennet will hand the reign of the ministerial position office to his partner, the Foreign Minister and alternate Prime Minister Yair Lapid. But still, the situation is still in motion. The first step has taken place, and next week we will have the final decision. Former Prime Minister and opposition leader Benjamin Netanyahu has been working hard behind the scene, trying to garner enough support, enough defections from other right-wing members to form his own alternate government.
Mohammed, what chances are there? Sorry to interrupt.
And today's vote, preliminary vote, will take us to next week.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. On that question, which just fascinates so many people, what are the chances for Benjamin Netanyahu to come back? I remember that was very difficult for him to get that magic number of 61.
Is still extremely difficult. According to 4 polls that were conducted yesterday in Israel, all of them gave his Likud party 36 seats, or the top as the top winner in the upcoming elections in October. But that doesn't mean he's able to form a strong government with more than 60 or 61 members. So it's still volatile, and we may be talking about another election maybe in a year's time. His party seems to be the party that will probably win the upcoming elections, but it's still extremely difficult for him at this point to get the needed seats to be able to form his own government. But it's still early on, and anybody who knows Netanyahu knows he's a master in conducting internal politics, behind-the-scene politics. He's probably going to make major promises and form major alliances with other far-right and right parties and groups in order for him to be able to form a government. But we are going to see a similar scenario when elections take place in October to what we've seen a year ago, and then it falls in who is the best equipped to form a government, convince the other parties to join them. At this point, it seems that Netanyahu and his party will be able to win the elections, but it's still not guaranteed that Netanyahu will be able to form a government.
Indeed, always a challenge. A government, a coalition for Benjamin Netanyahu. Thank you so much, Mohammed Al-Qasim from occupied East Jerusalem.